Hey, this ain't a drill. Only time I'm playing is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we about to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. 716 make them pay me some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and him. Talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo don't make a kill. When we talk about the Bills dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
Listen. First things first. We gotta get the song remade because we got a guest on the show, baby.
Here we go.
And it ain't any old guest. This my man. How do we go? The Three Amigos.
Yeah.
This is the Three Amigos right here.
Yeah.
So
You are Aramis.
Huh?
You are Aramis.
That's the Musketeers.
Oh, is it? We're the Three Musketeers.
So who are you, Porthos or Athos?
I'm Portly.
D'Artagnan all day.
Okay, all right, I'm cool with that.
D'Artagnan?
Producer, real quick, can you adjust my solo shot? It's too much on the background stuff.
While we do that,
Yeah,
why don't we talk about this? Why don't we talk about the fact that we just played two of the most pronounced cadence makers in the league?
Here we go.
Pronounce?
One at it. Here we go. We beat them both.
Yes.
Yeah,
Praise God.
yeah.
Yes.
How y'all feeling about this stuff? How y'all feeling about this game? You were there.
I want to hear from the man that was there.
Listen, man. It was a unbelievable experience.
Yeah.
Being in the stands, watching it happen, and I had some withdrawals from the thing because when KC was playing, the offense did not look good at all. The offensive line, them boys was bullying those dudes.
Yeah.
Straight bullying them the whole game, and I was
Yeah.
shocked. Micah Parsons, I didn't even hear his name called.
You wouldn't because he didn't do anything.
Right,
Unbelievable, man.
right. They said he had 3 pressures the whole game.
He had 2 assisted tackles, no other stats to really talk about. He had.
That's nuts.
I think he had. No, he didn't register an actual. No, he might have had a hurry or pressure maybe, but he didn't register a quarterback hit, and they kept this man at bay the whole game. And I don't know if you guys saw it. I did want to talk about the play that came after the Stephon Diggs fumble. That wasn't where Josh Allen was blown dead.
Yeah.
Did you see what Micah Parsons did to Spencer Brown?
I don't think I did.
He went through Brown.
He bull rushed him.
Through Brown was on his stomach.
Oh,
He was yeah. So I mean, for all the good that we had on offensive line, that was one play that stood out. You know, the reason why it stood out obviously because I thought it was BS. They blew the whistle when Josh was still up and he was about to make a play.
Right,
Yeah.
Right.
Then I ran it back and looked at it. I said, "Why is Spencer on his stomach?" Ran it back again. Oh, 11's over there. Got it.
I mean, from what I could tell, they started helping him out a little bit more throughout the game. You saw the tight ends, and Edwards is over there too.
But like I said, that's what Dawson Knox is good for. Dawson Knox is definitely the kind of guy that you want on your team in those situations because he can take on one-on-ones with linebackers. You know, Micah Parsons, as we spoke of, is not somebody that you can block one-on-one too often. Don't plan on it. But
Yeah.
you know, they kept him at bay all game yesterday. So let's be thankful for that.
Okay. Do you want to get into the stats of the game? How do you want to attack this?
Let's do stuff we heard first because I got some stuff.
Okay, perfect.
All right. For those that don't know, Mel, stuff we heard is just stuff we heard on radio, stuff we heard on Twitter, Facebook, anywhere, or you know, stuff you just made up in your own mind, whatever you want to do. But first and foremost, let's go with the low hanging fruit here. Greg Olsen said that he regrets not playing with Josh. I remember hoping he would come to mentor Dawson Knox. I think we talked about it when we drafted Knox. I said, "Ooh, Olsen will come there, the same kind of guy, and we could have a Cam Newton and Greg Olsen type of feel going on."
Yep. Didn't
come. Dawson Knox had a rough first year. He ended up turning around, became a good tight end, and now we got another tight end that's actually a pass catching demon. Well, yesterday he had 2 drops, so we'll just not think about the Dallas game.
Yeah, we can blame the gloves.
Yeah, the leather gloves that went to sell, whatever, huh?
Yeah, he actually sat and watched some of the game.
Yeah,
I think you went downstairs at what, halftime?
Wow.
I actually got him to watch some football.
Wow, you put Velcro on the seat.
I tried to, but he sat down too fast.
Dang.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Next time, glue. You'll use that Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, I have some. I actually it's Gorilla Tape, but it's almost
It'll
as
work.
good.
It's fine.
Yeah. Or caulk.
It's fine. He's going to
Just
walk
make it
around his
permanent.
drawers. His pants gonna be stuck to the couch, but he's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
So, remember last week we had a conversation about
What kind of conversation was it?
about number 4, James Cook, where I compared him to somebody else.
Yeah.
And somebody else did the same exact thing, didn't they?
Somebody else it hasn't been done since that said somebody else did
Oh
it.
my gosh! Yeah, listen. This game was full of a bunch of stuff that we called, but
And I have it here. Here it is. I just wanted to make it known that since 1991, 32 years now,
yeah,
Thurman Thomas against Miami in a 35-31 win had 33 touches for 165 yards on the ground, and how are we reading this? Yeah, he had 268 yards, 33 touches total, 268 yards from scrimmage, 25 carries for 165 on the ground, 1 touchdown, 6.6 a carry. Had 8 catches for 103 and 12.9 a reception, 1 touchdown.
golly.
Yeah, golly. But Mr. Cook, on a day where his brother was struggling, didn't really see the field, went out and cooked. Now, can I say this as well? Guys out there, I might not have been the first to say it, but I know I say it the most. Let James cook is my saying. I say it all the time.
Let James cook.
Let James cook.
That is
now everybody's saying that.
household saying now.
It
From now
is.
on, he will forever be called Let James Cook.
That's I used to put it in my notes. Let James cook, and they let him cook. And what did? He cooked. Now Deion Dawkins tried to take it another step and say, what do you say? Now he's the chef. I'm like, no,
Nah, that's a stretch.
no, you stay over there.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. But
Yeah.
I mean, get it trademarked, man.
But yeah, I mean it's over with, but that's okay
Said
because
it's over with.
because I'm a
It's
nobody,
already been
and
taken.
you guys heard it first. All I want to know
Yeah,
is you
yeah,
saw
yeah.
me say it.
Yeah.
Put the like button. Hit
Right.
the like button.
Right.
What else do we have? Okay, so I was reminded again why I hate Dallas.
Why?
Because people are now saying that was our Super Bowl yesterday.
What?
Yeah, people say, "Are you guys happy because that was your Super Bowl?"
Are these fans?
Dallas fans.
Yeah, I mean the Chiefs are saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Nick Wright was saying
But
the same
guess
thing.
what? You have to be somebody for it to be a Super Bowl.
Right.
You got trounced. Our quarterback. You want to know another stat? Our quarterback. This is the second time in his career he's thrown for 100 yards and won, or less than 100 yards and won a game. The second time. Now, if you want to know when the first time is, I wonder if I have it somewhere.
I'm interested to see if they won that game.
You said, what's that?
I'm interested to see if they won that game.
They did. 2018 against Tennessee. Josh Allen went for, he went for 94 yards.
No,
He went for 82 yards.
Yep.
That was against Tennessee, 13-12 win, 10 of 19. No touchdowns, 1 interception. And let's see if they don't have the rushing totals. But yeah, he did in fact win that game. Like I said, it was 13-12.
Okay, that's a big difference.
Yeah. What were the rushing totals in that game?
Josh Allen's rushing totals?
No. Well,
just totals in general?
Yeah. Let's see
Let's
because
see.
that might have been a big running game for him too.
Probably. Let's see. Off the cuff,
And that was what 2018.
2018.
Oh yeah, I guarantee he was
Nope.
he was getting some run numbers.
Nope. LaShawn
No?
McCoy, 24 for 85.
Oh, we still had Shady.
Yeah, Josh Allen only went 4 for 19 and 1 touchdown.
Okay. So yeah, I thought this was like Tannehill era there.
Yeah, no,
But that-
and Ivory.
yeah,
Chris
they still
Ivory
had
and-
Mariota. Okay.
Yeah, so
Wow,
He
we
didn't
had
do
Chris
much.
Ivory on the team.
I used to love Chris Ivory.
What?
Yeah, because everybody talks about they want that thumper. He was a thumper.
Yeah, he was.
He was. I mean, every time he touched the ball, you could hear it. You could hear it. I remember when he got tackled by his hair. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah,
But that's the only thing you can do.
Remember that too.
So let's see. Go ahead.
Okay, no, go ahead.
No. I want to know.
No, I was just about to just try to move.
Oh, move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to move on. Let's see. Somebody said James Cook needs to stop jumping in the end zone because he's going to hurt himself. I don't know what the person that said that was at 20, what he was doing at 24, but when I was 24, Man, listen.
I could jump anywhere and land anywhere and get right back up.
Right now, I can't jump out of bed without something happening.
Nah.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Can I tell y'all a quick story real quick?
Well, you were trying to rush me, but by all means, go ahead.
Yeah, my face is super blue. Wow.
He's a Smurf. It's the red jacket.
June, can you flip on that? Is that camera on? The one on the desk there? Not the Canon, the other one. No, the other one.
Other one.
Is that on?
So yeah, why you do that?
Yeah, flick it on. So okay, so real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Real quick.
Yeah, I forgot your story. Go ahead.
So I took my truck to get inspected, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I dropped it off, went back a few hours later and picked it up, and they told me you're gonna need some work done on your truck. Your brakes are metal to metal, which means the meat on the brake pad, the part that actually rubs up against the rotor, is completely gone.
It's no longer with us.
Right?
Yeah.
And he said it was front and back. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So then they said I need 2 front tires because they're too low, like they're too bald, too worn. Which okay, I saw that was clear, right? So then they tell me it's gonna cost me $1,500 to get front and rear pads and rotors. And 2 front tires. Mm-hmm. Wow is right.
Mm-hmm. For you guys who don't know, these guys are the car guys. These other 2. I'm over here. No, I'm not in this conversation. I just know how much it costs. But go ahead.
So I'm like, all right, I'm not about to pay nobody no $1,500. So I go and I get the brake pads. I take the truck to the house, and the next day, Sunday, I get home, start taking everything apart. Go to look at the pads. The pads are like halfway down.
Mm-hmm. So it's not metal to metal.
None of them were metal to metal at all. They also said that my rotors were what's the word they used? I don't know, but they were trying to say that my rotors were like worn and had grooves in them and stuff like that. Only one had grooves on the inside, not the outside. The passenger side rear, right? So now, currently, I have a box full of brake pads that are not down to the metal, and I have a $116 bill for the new brake pads that I went and bought, right? And here's why I brought this up, because you were talking about how it's hard to bounce back from stuff, right? Mm-hmm. All day today, I've been walking like I was 60 years old. Okay?
Yeah, buddy.
They used what's called a cordless impact driver. Mm-hmm. Technically, you're not supposed to torque on lug nuts with a cordless impact driver. You're supposed to use a what's it
torque
called?
wrench.
Yeah, torque wrench to do it.
I even knew that, y'all. I knew it done. Yeah.
Right. So here I am trying to get these lug nuts off with just a breaker bar.
I don't know what that is. So you lost me on that one. I was there with you until you said that. Okay,
so a breaker bar is just think of a metal bar with a little knob on the end that kind of swivels back and forth.
Yeah.
And I put the socket on there that goes onto the lug nuts, and you just use that to manually torque the lug nuts off, right? So I'm struggling for dear life trying to get these lug nuts off. WD-40 all on the bad boys. I mean, I have muscles in my back that I didn't know I had.
So your lug nuts look like they got Jerry curl juice on them.
They got that sound.
There you go. Let it shine on.
Yeah. So, but all of that is to say, you are absolutely right, because a job like that 10 years ago for me would have been like, all right, shake that off. We good. Let's go. Now, okay, Judy, can you please move the camera?
You got to think extra hard about what you're going to move the next day.
Exactly. I shouldn't be moving like this, but yeah,
it's okay. See, I embrace the fact I'm about to be 40. Somebody said 25 till he die, but I don't know no 25-year-old to move like that. So you got to move.
Well, I mean, part of the reason is I'm almost 300 pounds now, so I need to be exercising a little bit more than I am.
Right.
Wait a second. How are you talking without a microphone?
I don't know.
You giving us all this grief about how you don't want no microphone, you don't want no camera, but you turn around to talk. Like, it's like you trying to be heard in Mel's mic.
He wants to be heard. but he's getting a camera too. We're gonna get him a camcorder. Anyway.
We're gonna set a phone on him.
So James Cook, when asked about the cartwheel somersault action, he said that's not my new thing. I just ain't no celebration for it. Well, my friend, you better find one because you're gonna be doing that a lot. You're gonna be scoring a lot, my boy.
Quite often.
I mean, when he got the catch, I thought he was gonna do the what do you call it? Not the Lambeau leap. What do we call it? The lake effect leap in the front row. Then he like 180 and went around, was doing some kind of airplane deal. But then I don't know what he was doing. I don't think he knew either. But I digress. James Cook. Somebody told this man, you better figure something out because you're gonna be scoring ad nauseum. And Stephon Diggs helped him out with the celebration into the first one, but the second one, it just wasn't gonna happen. So everybody says Stephon Diggs is a diva and he's pouting. No, the man is the first one to celebrate with everybody scoring, even though he's not really doing anything in games these days. So, I mean, I actually, you know what? Let's do that now. I ran a query about, you know, how I am with numbers, about wide receivers who have gone over 100 yards, 100 receptions. Mm-hmm. Now, it's only been done 5 times. Do you guys know who they are?
Calvin Johnson.
No, in Buffalo.
Oh, in Buffalo?
Just Buffalo.
Say it one more time.
100-yard reception seasons. It's only been done 5 times. 4 times already, but 5 times if Steph Diggs hits it this year.
So Steph did it once.
Okay.
I'm going to say Eric Moulds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Andre Reed.
Nope.
James Lofton.
Nope.
Peerless Price.
Nope.
Lee Evans.
Nope.
Stevie Johnson.
Nope.
Whoa.
What?
So let's do this. I'll make it easy for you. We'll assume Steph Diggs hits 100 this year. He only needs 9 more catches.
Okay.
He has 4 out of the 5 seasons of 100-yard receptions.
So
4 out of 5.
Was
right.
Eric Moulds.
The only other one was Eric Moulds.
That's crazy.
The most consistent receiver we've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's surpassed Stevie Johnson and who's it? Oh man, Andre Reed for most 1,000-yard seasons. It was 4. Oh yeah. So this guy's doing work. You know, at this point in time, yesterday we didn't need him. We didn't need Josh, as you heard Josh say. Josh, what did he say? He said, I felt like I was part of the project, didn't do no work, and still got the A. Yeah. Because that's what he did, in essence. In essence, he was out there just, you know, body preservation. And that's the game we were talking about when I said when your quarterback is always hurt, you need another way to win a game. And we saw yesterday, when given the opportunity, we have that other person that can win the game for us. You know, and James Cook, I don't know if you guys heard it. Well, you didn't watch did you watch the game or were you just at it? You didn't watch it back, did you?
No, I didn't watch it back. I was just at there.
Okay.
But can we give flowers to my man Joe Brady?
I would, and that was part of my. Let me park on that real quick.
Flowers, man.
Yeah, let me park on that because James Cook said that Joe Brady, his man. He said that's my guy. He said we're both Southern Florida boys. He said we're both. He believed in me. He said I dropped the ball, and he went right back to me. Yep. So yeah, I mean Joe Brady, and this is very important. And I don't know if that's where we were going to go with it, but it's very important to note that Joe Brady infuses a young culture, a young way of thinking in this team, you know, and that's infectious. Because if you listen to how McDermott talked at halftime, at the game, you obviously couldn't hear it. He was reported as saying, you know, we came out, but we gotta put the pedal to the metal. We gotta put our foots on our necks. Yeah. He never says nothing like that. Never. Ever. So for this guy, and you know, I was talking to my man, and for you guys at home, Mel is my man, but he's not the man X that I've been talking about that I'm always arguing with. It's not Mel. I was talking to a guy, and he said, "Well, where's all that energy you were talking about before about the team?" And now you on the board. I said, "No, I'm not on board." I said, "Thank God for that report." I said, "Thank God that Tyler Dunn put something out because after that, if you noticed yesterday in the press conference, McDermott did not again say we're keeping it in the house. Yep. I'd like to not comment. He never said any of that." For the second time in 6 or 7 years of being in Buffalo.
Second time in 7 years.
I'm sure there's a way I can find that stat.
I mean, 2017, I think, was the year where he was still stroking everybody's ego and trying to be, endearing and all that. But I mean, you're right. Ever since 2017, all the way up to now, 6 years later, and what, 10, 11 games in?
Yeah.
Like,
15 games in now. So,
15
So
games
I mean,
in
the thing is, like, I want to believe that this, because I was telling my guy, I said, look, I want to be on your side. I want to be there with you. I said, this is the guy that I was preaching to you in the beginning of the season, in the offseason, that can stay.
Mm-hmm.
I said, but I still don't want to say he's there. I don't want to say he's not going to revert back. Now, okay, every once in a while, you know, I don't want to say, but every once in a while, a junkie or somebody with an addiction will revert back to their old ways.
100%.
But I want him to understand that this is the guy we need to be our coach. And I also would like to credit Salvatore Antonino Capaccio.
Oh, my soul.
No, I want to commend him for this because this is a good point. Now, he said, and I didn't think about it, Bobby Babbage.
Okay.
We had 2 All-Pros on our defensive side.
Last year?
Not last year, they were hurt. But it was Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer. Those are our defensive mainstays, right?
Okay.
Bobby Babbage has been their coach.
Mm-hmm.
He went to linebackers last year.
Mm-hmm.
We had Tremaine Edmonds, who had his best season, and Matt Milano had his best season.
Mm.
If you want somebody that's in your system to take the reins as defensive coordinator, who has proven that they can work with people on at the drop of a hat, change up, put this guy, put him in a position where you're thinking about, should you keep your job, elevating him to the defensive coordinator spot. You can still call the plays. I don't care if you call it, but see, I need somebody that's going to be in the huddles. I need somebody where you can be overseeing the whole game.
Yeah.
But I don't want him to be the defensive coordinator anymore. You got any thoughts on that?
So, based off of the game, like I said, the game will be always renowned as the Let James Cook game. Mm-hmm. That was his game, right?
Right.
So, as far as the defense goes, at all 3 levels, they were playing lights out. Mm-hmm. The first level, second level, they were playing lights out, crazy. And it's funny you said that because I was looking at it. Our defensive line is decent. Our secondary, I think, is better. And then our linebackers, with Milano being out, I think that's like our weakest point. However, them boys played up to par, even better than that. And maybe it's because of Mr. Babbage. You know what I'm saying? Because they was hitting. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was hitting. Mm-hmm. I don't know where the aggression came from or the fierceness or the urgency, but them boys was clicking on all cylinders on a Sunday, man. All cylinders.
Yeah, they said it's a playoff mentality from here on out. And they said they were saying that last week. Yeah. Going into the Chiefs game. For them, it was playoff time.
Yeah, and I think somebody was quoted even as saying that they found a new belief in themselves.
Oh yeah, 100%. But here's the thing. If I wanted to say this to your point too about Sean McDermott hiring a defensive coordinator. I'm not sure I've ever seen a guy take over the reins as a coordinator and then give them to someone else a year later. I'm not saying it can't be done. I just think at this point, people are probably not going to want to take a chance in someone else getting the job and then, Sean have to take it over again. You know what I'm saying? For me anyway, if Sean is doing the job that he's doing now by trusting his players, and this was the next point that I wanted to make, I think what we're seeing now in terms of Sean's defense and even the offense under Sean McDermott now, all of this is birthed from his ability to humble himself, like I said before, take a step back and let his players play. Yeah. Right? That call when Diggs caught the ball and fumbled, but they hurried up and got to the line. That's the players. Right. That's the players knowing what was necessary to get past that point. And the awareness on the field for those players, you don't typically see that from this team. This team has always been very kind of look over at the sideline, wait for Sean to tell you what to do and then go do it. But you could see in a lot of different ways, Sean has kind of taken his hands out of the pot and let the players that are on the field work their way through the game and figure things out and then make their own decisions. And what we're seeing now is, hey, we got a pretty darn good team when they do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think ultimately I do like the point about Babbage. What I would like to see is and this is probably not going to happen now because the Bills are trending towards making the playoffs. However, if they do end up getting rid of Sean, I would like to see Babbage stay because I didn't know that, but in seeing the fact that Tyrell Dodson again, 4 assisted tackles, 8 combined with a half a sack. I mean, the only time that he really comes off the field is on long down and distance passing situations because he's still working on his coverage skills. Now, I mean.
You know what? Go ahead, because I just thought of something. No, go ahead.
Okay, so I mean, looking at that, it's like there's a stark difference even in his play between this year and last year, and for him to be rated as high as he's been, this season, and granted they were mixing in Dorian Williams and Dodson, and I think at one point AJ Klein was in there.
No, the other one.
No.
54.
Who's 50?
Spectre.
Sorry.
And that's what I was going to get to.
Would it be rude if I said they look alike?
How many snaps he had? Because I didn't realize he played until where is he? I know he got in. I just don't know where and when.
Who?
Spectre.
Oh, Spectre.
Yeah.
It was only one play though, wasn't it?
So I'm trying to find out because I didn't see him.
I remember seeing it and saying, "Oh, they went base!" Like that was for real. That was a big deal for me. Like they took a corner off the field.
Yeah, no, but you know what? And that's the thing. Like you said, he's working with a lot of guys out there that in the old regime, in the Old Testament, we'll call it, they didn't see anything to do with the field. I didn't say the Bible. I'm trying to keep it.
No, I'm sorry. I'm laughing because we got hit again. My man Rich.
My man Rich.
Where's
he been?
Hey, it's still Sean McDermott for president.
Where has Rich been?
I don't know. You've been gone, Rich. Where you been at?
He must
man?
be on vacation.
Put it in the comments. I need to know where you've been.
But
goodness gracious. But yeah. But, so go ahead.
Did you see Garrett Wilson yesterday?
No.
He was going off on Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh, and neither one was looking at. Well, evidently, it comes out that he says he's wondering why the Dolphins receivers are always open and he's not. I'll answer that for you. They have Mike McDaniels. You have Nate Hackett. We've seen this movie before. That's the answer, my friend. You got Zach Wilson throwing you the ball. You got Nate Hackett calling the plays. And you're going to be on an island by yourself. Nobody even cares about you anymore.
Right.
I have you on my fantasy team, and I'll keep you for next year. But you've lost me a lot of games this year.
100%.
But yeah, like I said, Mike McDaniels for what he is, he's going to get you open. That's his calling card. I'm going to get you. Get them. How do you think Tua looks the way he looks?
You mean upright?
Upright, healthier, and looking serviceable. So. Yes, sir. You're going to need a real quarterback. You're going to need a real wild offensive coordinator, and you ain't got him right now.
Yeah.
Now, this is the heavy hitting thing, and I wanted to go back to the Bills. This one actually is controversial, and I do not agree at all. Did you see Rashard Mendenhall today?
Yeah, I did see it.
What the f? What are you trying? What is wrong with you? I mean, that's crazy.
I tried to, so I always try to see a perspective different from what my initial reaction is. Because when I saw that, I'm like, are you talking about the old Hall of Fame players, or are you talking about the ex players that are on TV
he's talking
now,
about guys
like
guys
Collinsworth
on TV now.
and all?
And he's talking about the guys that are making Pro Bowls over him. Where he said none of those. What did he say? Hold on, I think I have it here. He said, I'm sick of average white guys commenting on football. Y'all not even good at football. Can we please replace a Pro Bowl with an all-black versus all-white bowl so these cats can stop trying to teach me who's good at football? I'm better than your GOAT.
Wow. So here's – I was trying to see it from his perspective, right?
Please help me see it.
I think from his perspective – and this is a very emotionally driven take to begin with, because you don't just bring up
just
race
out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. So I think for him it's there is a larger disparate ratio between how many Caucasian people are analysts, hosts, all that kind of stuff, and people that look like us that are on TV talking about the game, right? And I think a lot of the popular analysts that we have now, Dan Orlovsky and Greg Cosell and some of these other names, while I do respect the amount of work and the amount of knowledge that they accrue and the work that they put into getting that knowledge and all that kind of stuff to be able to regurgitate it to us, I can see how he would say there's something to be said about getting a perspective from someone who speaks your language or understands culturally how to relate. You get what I'm saying? Like if I'm trying to understand his perspective, I think that's kind of. I'm
gonna say this, and this is a bold statement. I'm not trying to understand his perspective.
No, I get it. I don't agree with it at all.
This is just me being a mother who went through race riots at Bennett High School in the 60s. My father was from Mississippi, rural Mississippi, where the Greenville killings were like right down the street from where he came up. This is BS, and I don't want to say it, but this is BS. The fact that in 2023 he's talking about all black versus all white bowl.
Yeah, he's trying to take us back 70 years.
Yeah, I'm better than your GOAT. You're better than Christian McCaffrey. You're better than Mike Allstott. Rashard Mendenhall.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I don't even think he was the best running back in his division at the time.
He was not. And so Rashard Mendenhall, you can shut up. Yeah. And please don't speak on anybody that's black, anybody of color. Please speak on yourself, because your career was a farce and you're a joke. Okay?
Yeah. It was Mendenhall, and because he shared a backfield. He wasn't even the main guy.
Yeah, Mendenhall. Yeah, because he kept fumbling. Was
it Porter?
Portis?
No.
Hold on.
Willie something, wasn't it?
Oh, Willie Parker?
Parker. Was it Parker?
Maybe. We got to find out in a minute.
Okay.
But while I'm here, let's see. Rashard Mendenhall. What did he average?
What was his best year?
His best year, and that's a good question because let's see, yards. 1,200 yards in 2010. So
13 touchdowns.
Yeah, 13 touchdowns. He was averaging 3.9 a carry. Okay. Okay.
I mean, that was back in what, 2010?
2010.
He may have been able to make a Pro Bowl with those numbers. Maybe.
Yeah, he didn't. No, and the thing is, it's like I'm not even trying to placate, but it's just when you make a statement like that, you better stand on something. I'm better than your GOAT. Who are you talking about first and foremost? Name them. And that's the thing. Yeah, Willie Parker, Mewelde Moore, Kerry Davis, Stephon Logan. Ooh, Logan.
He played 6 seasons, and he only eclipsed 1,000 yards in 2 of them seasons.
2 of them, back to back.
That's it.
So, whatever. I mean, okay. Everybody's screaming for equality. Everybody's screaming for equal representation. This is not how you say that. And, it just isn't. It just and okay, Tony. Okay, let's put it like this: Tony Romo, was he a great quarterback? No,
I wouldn't say great. He was good. He wasn't great.
He was good, right? But Tony Romo was as an analyst, who's better?
Phenomenal.
That's my point.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
And the thing is, because you weren't better than me on the field doesn't mean that I can't out-talk you in the booth.
Exactly.
How many guys, Jason Taylor's, Ray Lewis, people like, they tried it and it didn't work. Yeah. You got McFarland over there. Anthony McFarland. I don't even know why they call him Booger. I wouldn't even go by that name if I was him. But you got this guy. He's on there, but he's not that great. Yeah. Bucky Brooks. He's okay. So it's like they're going with who's quality. Yeah. Is there such thing as a good old boys club? Sure, there is. But to make a statement like this when you're on the Cam Newton show or something like that, because you're not on NFL Network, you're not on NBC, you're not on CBS or Fox, who are you? And if you want to see somebody do better, do it. Because go look at the combine. Who covers the combine? Ex-players. Great ones.
Right.
Go do that. And then work your way up. If you want a spot, say so. Because you're not getting attention right here. You're not worthy of it. You're not worthy of it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, this is what you do when you're past your time and
Yeah.
you know, you're trying to.
He wants to be Sam Macho so bad.
This might even be a political move for him.
He wants to be Sam Macho so bad.
You think so?
That's
This seems a little more drastic than Sam Macho.
no. He doesn't want. I'm saying he wants to be like that. He wants to be on. I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what his angle is. I just don't. It was the way he said it. I don't care what he meant by it. I don't want to hear. This is what I meant because, like I just told my son, Kenny watching. Hi. I just told him. I said, sorries don't really mean anything. It's a placation. Your words are said. They're never lost. I'm never going to forget what somebody said, whether I forgive it or not. I heard it. I ingested it. It happened.
Right.
This happened. This tweet. Isn't it? You can erase it. Somebody got a screenshot. I got one right here. Yeah. It's never going anywhere. Josh Allen said the N-word while he was rapping when he was in high school. Did it go anywhere? No. Laramie Tunsil. He had the gas mask on. Remember that came out?
Yep.
As good as he is. Yep. We all remember it.
Yep.
It happened. You know, Cam Newton, what did Cam Newton? He stole computers when he was at the University of Florida. He played, 12 years, whatever he played. Mm-hmm. It happened. Now you can reverse, the perception, but in the end, it still happened. You can't take it back. So whatever he was going for with this is lost because he didn't have a PR person proofread this. He didn't have somebody who cares about him and his well-being look at this and say, "Yo, that ain't the move. That ain't the way."
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, I just struggle with that one because I said, you got to be kidding. I don't see with the climate of the country. I don't need this kind of divisive crap. I don't need it. It's already at an all-time high, and we're talking about football. Let's make it a game. Let's keep it as a game. I'm good.
I'm glad you were able to get that out of your system.
I'm glad I got it off my nipples. He talking a lot today.
He is talking a lot today.
Yo, he getting a mic.
I think he's showing off because Mel here. He ain't seen Mel in a while, so
he getting a mic. He joking.
Okay.
So getting back into the task at hand, not the debacle.
I wanted to ask y'all this.
Go ahead.
And I put this in the description of the video. In both y'all opinions, give me. Actually, let me ask y'all this first. Do you think at this point the Buffalo Bills have shown that they are now a complete team?
I'm gonna say no because they only did it one time. Well, no, this year I'll say they played a complete game twice.
What was the other game?
The Miami game and the Dallas game.
Yeah, it was
Two games where they played a complete game, right? Now,
the Commanders? Would you say? Yeah, maybe. bad competition. You can say it's a bad team.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as far as quality opponents, I give them Miami and I give them Dallas. Commanders, they should have steamrolled that team.
Commanders and Vegas, they were like the same.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I would say not yet, but they're trending in that right direction.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I put them in the category with McDermott. I believe, but I don't want to believe all the way because I don't want to go back to what it was.
I've been hurt before.
I've been scorned. I can't forget.
Okay. So then that brings about this next question. If you have more than one, that's okay. What if anything do you think is left for the team to do or show to prove that they are indeed a complete team worthy of dominating through the playoffs and getting to the Super Bowl?
Before they get to the playoffs or when they end the playoffs?
Let's say right now before the playoffs.
All right. So right now, one of the fears that I have is Buffalo always plays good teams, right? They've been there toe-to-toe with the best teams in the NFL. But we all seen this when teams that are lesser caliber, they play down in their level, and it frustrates me. So like right now we got the Chargers next. They literally have nothing to play for, so they scare me. When you have nothing to play for, you're dangerous. You're dangerous. Everything's on the table. Their coach got fired. GM got fired. Their star quarterback is out for the season, so they literally have nothing to play for. Like they're a very dangerous team to me. So I don't want to go to LA, and just not perform.
Right.
Not do what we just did to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Not to say that each team is different. I don't expect them to win the same way, but I want them to be dominant too, right? They don't have to let James cook the ball 25 times and let him run like that, but you should win that game in a dominated fashion so that it's not even close, that they couldn't even mess with you in the game. And I want to see that not only with the Chargers, New England, which we shouldn't have lost the first time, and then the real test, Miami. Do it again. Do it again, so that you can let people know that, hey, we're serious. We're the top team in the AFC, and we got the team and the coach to prove it.
Okay. Key?
In order for me to believe we're a full team, I would need to see, and this is going to be hyperbole, I need to see Josh Allen throw for 200 yards and have James Cook run for 100 plus. And it's been done, but the reason why I say I need to see Josh Allen throw for that's just maybe 300. Only because I want to see if the offense can be balanced. Because we've seen Josh regulate, but we didn't really have a run game. The run was the support, Right. But I also want to see where we can run and be supported by the pass. Now, yesterday was the first time, and I thought about this when we watched the game. When I watched the game was, had this been the Ravens game, in the playoffs, had that been a rain game, I remember texting you guys. I was like, luckily we didn't have weather, because if we had weather, we can't run. And we can't run, we can't throw in what they were predicting to happen. I was like, we're going to lose if anything happens. With this offense that we saw yesterday, Josh Allen can pretty much take a day off, and we can win it in bad field conditions. Now, what you guys probably didn't know, how much would you say they blitzed yesterday?
Who?
The Bills.
There was a couple times, but not often. They got to him with the four that they was playing down with.
They didn't blitz at all. They have no registered blitzes yesterday.
What?
Yesterday was no registered blitzes.
No, they had a couple of delayed blitzes.
Yesterday was no registered considered blitzes.
Boulder Dash. They had.
Wait,
Dodson.
Is it considered a blitz if they don't get to the quarterback?
Mm-hmm. A blitz is
okay.
A blitz is when you send five or more.
Right.
So if, let's say, for instance, Dodson blitz or Dodson rush, but Vaughn dropped back.
Right.
It's not a blitz.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So the reason why I bring that up, because we were talking and everybody, they talk about how much we blitz. We don't blitz that much in games that in all games. We blitzed the mess out of Jacksonville. That was the most blitz we had, 16. But let's see. Let's do it by wins. We blitzed Washington 10 times. We blitzed Miami 7 times. We blitzed the Raiders 3. We blitzed the Jets the second game 7 times. We didn't blitz yesterday. Tampa Bay 11. The Giants 13 and Kansas City 12. In our losses, we blitzed, 10-4, 10-16, 13-3. So they're not blitzing a whole heck of a lot, but like Mel said, they're getting to the quarterback with the 4 that they send.
Right.
Now, what I want to see more of is sending a different 4. I want to see where Von Miller drops back, or Rousseau's, and I don't really want to see it for the fact that they're dropping back, that they offer you anything in coverage. But I just want to confuse, especially when you're talking about a Zach Wilson. You're talking about a Tua, which we know Tua has to have everything happen the way it's supposed to happen for it to work. Right. And when we did the show on Miami, the guy contested me talking about Tua's not a spot thrower. Yes, he is.
Yeah,
Tua's a timing spot thrower.
Yeah.
He even went as far as to say on Hard Knocks, which I found, I got to get used to you being in the spots that I need you to be at. He said that to, I think it was Jalen Waddle. I got to get used to you being in that spot, which tells me you're not where I want you to be. You're not where I think you're supposed to be.
Right.
I got to figure this out.
Right.
So when you got guys, you don't want to blitz and try to confuse Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes too much. You want to play more honest and beat those guys.
Yeah.
Because they've seen it all. But when you got these young boys we play this year, Sam Howells and who else do we play?
We really haven't played a lot of great quarterbacks this year.
That's the thing. And I was talking to my friend earlier today in terms of that The AFC really took a dump because of the quarterbacks that got hurt.
Yeah.
Because he's like, what were you saying earlier? Windows open. I'm like, dude, who knew it was gonna be a log jam at 8-6?
Exactly.
It's a 5-team log jam at 8-6.
Yeah.
I said, who knew that Joe Burrow was gonna be out?
And all those teams, I think only one of them are playing with a backup right now, right? In the Browns.
Yeah.
Who else? The Colts.
Bengals.
But the Bengals, right?
And
then
Colts, Browns got Flacco with the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Minshew for the Colts.
I mean, Chargers, but they're not in the mix. So
right.
But they should. The way I'm looking at it is, they could have been had Herbert not had Staley as a coach for one, and had he not got hurt again.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a lot of things that we didn't see, and the way we were tracking when we were 6-6.
Mm-hmm.
We really probably shouldn't have been 8-6. The way it was going.
Yeah.
Had that article not come out, had we still had Dorsey, this would be a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. You
know, so
I think Dorsey would have been gone regardless, but a world without that article,
yes,
I strongly believe we don't win the last two games.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
Like the way that the players were in a sense kind of rebelling. I wanted to ask y'all this.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all see the locker room speech?
Yeah.
Okay, so I went through this in detail with Caitlin, and I felt kind of like Damaris just kind of like playing reverse. Like he does that a lot. Like he'll actually study like the footage on the TV.
I mean, I might too. I want people to know that. But how do you think I pick apart body language and stuff?
I mean, you got VHS tape, so I think it's clear.
Yes, I do.
It's clear. but so did you guys notice the look on Josh Allen's face when Sean gave him the game ball?
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice the little he did one of these? Did you notice that? Did you see that? Like,
I didn't see it,
like it was real. Right, exactly. Exactly. It was real subtle, and he didn't do it so much to be obvious to Sean, but he did it real quick as he was taking the ball, and as soon as he saw Sean looking at him, he kind of looked at real quick at Sean, and then just kind of looked past him at the players, as if like he had this look on his face, like y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Like, yeah, okay, I'm up here putting on the show. I'll take the game ball. Blah blah blah. Y'all know what it is.
What was the record?
He gave Allen the ball.
He gave Allen the game ball.
Not let James cook.
Well, no, Allen got the ball because he set a record. He broke a record.
Oh, I thought he got the game ball because he was like the best player.
We had a Giannis into the Kumpo moment.
I'm about to say, I know he ain't giving the game because he was the best player of that game.
What record did he break?
I was going to ask you because he said it. I couldn't hear it.
So the record that he broke was he now is the #1 quarterback for most consecutive games with a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown.
Okay, that's because I remember. It was something like that. And so that's what it is because I remember. I was like, he did this and that. I'm like, what did he do? Because I couldn't understand it. But
consecutive games with a passing and a rushing touchdown.
So I mean, that's good. You know, Josh in 80, and he only had 12 yards passing in the second half.
Yeah. I really didn't expect
chill.
him to just pick up the run and just keep doing it like that. But I mean,
that's why I got it. That's why I'm sorry, man. I got to give credit to Joe Brady, man, because how many times have you seen that? How many times have you seen something working and then they get out of it?
Yep.
Brady was like, no, we're going to run the ball again. Again. Keep doing it.
What the heck it say? Keep doing it till he pukes.
Yeah, because they literally could not stop it. So I'm like, man, they really gonna commit to giving James. And if you look at it, this is the first time all season James Cook went over 20 carries. He had 25 carries.
Oh, that's the thing.
He never broke 20 the whole season.
Yep. I think the most he had was like what, 17, 18 somewhere.
18.
And it's funny, I had people in the stand saying, where did #4 come from? Like, what?
Wow. The same people that called Khalil Shakir's Tupac.
Right?
It's them same people.
He been there the whole time. It's just that I think that Joe Brady has a way where he can put him in the game plan. He's starting to use them. Because they were saying, well, why'd you draft this kid if you wasn't going to put him in the passing game?
Right.
Why'd you draft him if you wasn't going to use him the way he's built to be used?
And I have been screaming. You guys notice I have been screaming, pulling my hair out for the longest time over what you just said. Yeah. You premium asset. The guy was that dude in Georgia. He wasn't the #1 running back. No, he wasn't. But he showed you he was a threat in the passing game. He's a threat in the run game. He's a change of pace, and you got him behind Singletary chilling, behind Zach Moss chilling.
Yep. I think we have our own personal Aaron Jones on the team, to be honest.
I think so.
His running style reminds me a lot of Aaron Jones.
Listen, somebody said on the radio that they could see him going into the Christian McCaffrey round.
Yeah,
now,
he is. Yep.
Alvin Kamara and all.
So now, when McCaffrey came out, he was a tad bit faster. I think McCaffrey ran a 4.37. Cook was a 4.42, which is not that quite off. We look at it, we put the pads on. It's really the same thing once the pads come on. But the type of dynamic that he's playing right on par with Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
absolutely. He was. What did he say? He was 11 carries short of qualifying to be the highest yards per carry rusher last year.
Last year, yeah,
11. Yeah. If all he needs is 100 carries, he had 89 last year.
wow.
That's a disservice. 89 carries for that guy.
Last year was what? He was over 6 per carry. Or was it 5.5?
5, yeah, like 5.
No, you said it was 5.8 last episode.
5.8.
Yeah,
that's right.
It was a high 5. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
But I don't think that he'll ever get that because you got Josh Allen as your quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Christian McCaffrey. Brock Purdy's good, but I don't think he's elite like Josh Allen is. So I don't think that they'll ever fully give the game over to Cook when you got Josh.
Well, I think
hold that up real quick.
This?
Yeah. When you got the wrong number 13 on the team, Josh only got one guy to throw to.
Cameraman.
Trust me.
There we go.
Cook gonna get them carries when you got the wrong 13 on the team.
Hey, that's a good point, man. That's a good point.
Now, if y'all at home watching this, if y'all saw the Fix the Bills episode that we did on 2024, we actually picked up Calvin Ridley. He was a free agent, right? And I think he's only his market value right now is only $14 million.
Wow.
Same amount of money they were talking about paying Gabe Davis.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would you take that?
Absolutely, I take it. Absolutely. Now, granted, I'm going to say what's going to happen. If we don't sign Gabe Davis, he goes somewhere else. Wherever he goes, he's going to blow up.
You think so?
100%. Just because of the Bills' history. Look at everybody who leaves the Bills, they get a Super Bowl. Robert Woods, Sammy Watkins, LaShawn McCoy, Reggie Ragland, like they all get Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's inevitable.
Wait, what about who's number 7 for the Jaguars? Jones, right?
Oh, Zay Jones.
Zay Jones.
He the only one who ain't.
You know what? I kind of liken Gabe Davis to Zay Jones a lot. Like to me, well, yeah, because like Zay Jones is not really a dynamic route runner.
Right.
He's a big body. He's an outside receiver, but he's not the guy that's gonna like beat man coverage. He runs a lot more clear out routes in the same way that Gabe Davis does for the Jaguars. So
what about Michael Pittman?
I like Michael Pittman, but I don't know if he can be dynamic.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Gabe Davis and Michael Pittman.
You talking about just the way they play?
Comparison, right? Kind of a comparison.
I can see that.
So imagine him on another team. Like he'll get the same part of yards as the numbers that Michael Pittman got, but he'll never get that like, oh yeah, I'm scared of you type deal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
He's got to work on his hands and his route tree in order to be that possession guy, but
have a willingness to come back to the ball because that deep ball on the sideline that Josh threw to him, he easily could have got a DPI on that.
Yeah.
Just by stopping and trying to come back to the ball.
Right.
And I wanted to go back to what we were talking about with James Cook and the 25 carries. The last time a Bills running back had a 25 carry game was LaShawn McCoy in 2018. November of 18 is the last time a running back had more than 25 carries.
Wow.
So Devin Singletary never did it.
Bro.
Nobody else did. LaShawn McCoy. And that was the last year that McCoy actually did anything for us because I think the next year he got kaputted on.
Yeah. But it wasn't his fault because the offensive line was just gone.
Well, and Mr. McDermott was like, "Nah, I got Frank Gore." But yeah, no. So, let's delve into the game a little bit. When in terms of what transpired yesterday, it usually doesn't. One, we were disciplined. One penalty.
Yeah.
One.
But I mean, I think I don't want to say the fix was in, but I mean, you could clearly see Cybo was holding on Parsons.
Cybo, Deion Dawkins had a couple holds.
Yeah, it's just stuff not getting called, which I'll take it because there was a hit that who hit Dak after he threw the ball and it didn't get called.
Was it Rap? You talking about Rap? When
No.
Yeah.
After he threw the ball?
No.
After he-
Rap was when he was sliding.
Yeah,
There
I
was,
remember.
when he threw. Oh, it's
there was was it Floyd? It
Probably was Floyd.
Yeah, it
Floyd
might
was
have
in
been
there.
one of them boys. But yeah, as soon as he threw the ball, you could count 1,000, 2 1,000, and then he gets hit. Josh got a.
Can we park on that? What you're gonna say right now?
What?
Say your statement because I want to park on this for a second.
Okay, so Josh gets probably a little bit longer than 2 seconds before he gets hit and ends up getting the roughing the passer call.
Well, the only reason he got the roughing the passer call was because he signaled that he got hit in the face.
Oh yeah,
He didn't.
right. I know they showed it.
Yeah, and I'm like, can we park on this, man? Would you stop being Josh Allen? We don't need Josh Allen.
Oh, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen we can't have that.
Josh.
I mean, the dude's a baller, this, that, and the third. But come on, man.
Hey, I'm saying all the other elite quarterbacks do it, man.
Right, but
Pat Mahomes.
well, I mean, I get that, but you signaling for a penalty on a play that didn't even, he's falling down, he's pointing at his face mask and doing like this as he's falling. And they give him the flag. Like, okay, after a while, I was like, yo, you didn't get hit in the face. Last week when he pulled his feet up, when he got hit and pulled his feet up to fall, I'm like, family, you got to work on selling that because you know, I mean, this
he getting the Aaron Rodgers calls now.
This ain't Tristan Thompson out there where LeBron got smacked in the face by Tristan Thompson and got the guy on the other team the technical. Did you see? Remember that? Remember that?
Yeah.
I know you remember that. It was against the Raptors. I think it was I forget who it was, but dude, he got attacked for smacking LeBron and he wouldn't even look. He's like, what? It was somebody with braids. I forget who it was. Yeah, but no, I mean, Josh, come on now.
The other thing that doesn't happen is Josh Allen didn't have to be Superman. He was Clark Kent. He was okay being Clark Kent. He didn't have to put the cape on. And that's one thing that if you would have told me before this game that Josh would have had a stat line that he would have had and we would have won by 21, I never would have believed it.
Nobody would have.
Never would have believed that.
I wouldn't. I mean, I didn't believe that we were going to hold them to 3 points. I mean, yeah, they scored 10, but
that was on the backups.
I mean, that was on the backups at the end of the game. Nobody was watching. The players weren't watching.
Right.
Can we give Cam Lewis flowers in the show too?
Cam Lewis,
Yeah,
was balling,
he did his thing.
He was balling.
I mean, I just want that to be known. And you know, I tweeted out, you know, something about UB horns up. I tweeted all that out because, you know, obviously I'm a big UB fan, but I think people were counting him out. People were saying that, you know, that he's not worthy or able to play on the defensive side of the game, defensive side of the field for meaningful snaps. So I think that really when it comes down to it, Cam Lewis as a backup at nickel and a backup safety, you got quality right there.
How big is Cam Lewis? Isn't
Like
he a 5'9" guy?
5'10", yeah, 5'10", 185. Yeah.
Oh, so he's pretty decent size then. I thought he was like 5'9", 170 something. I thought he was a smaller
maybe
guy.
he is 175, but
let me look it up real quick.
5'9", 183.
183.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, so but 183 at 5'9" is he's solid. He's solid. So yeah, I mean, like I was surprised that they had him checking a tight end. You know, like just because of his, you know, the height disparity. I think Jake Ferguson is what 6'5", something like that. But I mean, yeah, he was
big
with him
boys can get it too.
Yeah, right. I mean, shoot, if they can do that in the playoffs and just get him used to do it, because I know like, before they had Saran Neal doing that stuff, but Saran Neal has never been a great like a great coverage guy. He's always been like when we drafted him, he was a box safety, and we talked a little bit about that already. But as a corner, they tried like he backs up Taron Johnson. He's a nickel guy, so. You know, for my money, I like the job that Cam Lewis did better than I like the job that I've seen Saran Neal do.
Yeah. I mean, it comes without saying. I mean, obviously UB's not that much of an uptick from Jacksonville State, but it is. You know, because Cam Lewis has played in the big house. Cam Lewis has played against Wisconsin. Cam Lewis has played against those Iowa teams, stuff like that. Whereas, you know, Saran Neal really hasn't to the degree that UB has. And coming from a predominant cornerback position where he's a ball hawk, where UB he was the guy that played the ball in the air a lot. He was somebody that they targeted in college, that he always rose to the occasion. So for you to tell me now he's playing against a tight end or playing against a slot guy, I feel confident let him do that. You know, I still would love to see our boy Kyer at some point do something. But, you know, I'm not saying that he needs to take the place of Cam Lewis or anybody else back there to do so.
Are you a Kyer Elam guy?
I am a Kyer Elam guy. I was talking to Keyshawn several times. I don't know what it is. Like, what is he doing wrong?
Right.
What is he doing wrong?
Right.
When he's on the field, he's making plays.
Right.
Oh my God.
So like, I don't get it. I don't get what his issue is.
No.
Greg Cosell at the beginning of the season, he was wait, no, this wasn't the beginning of the season. Oh, yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was in training camp.
Was it or was it not? Now play.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't
You have
know.
an internal conflicts with yourself.
Oh, yeah, right. So Greg Cosell was asking Chris Brown and Steve Tasker. He's like, is there something going on with Kyer Elam? Did he do something wrong? He almost said the exact same words. Like, why are we not seeing Kyer Elam on the field right now?
Is he hurt? What's going on?
Exactly.
Yep.
You got a guy that's freaking 6'1", 100, he's like 190 or something like that. And he's got 4.3 speed. Like, I don't understand how you don't find a way to get that guy on the field.
Yeah, see, we talked about it, and I'm sorry, you go ahead.
And they're not playing him, but yet they won't get rid of him.
Right, that was the other thing.
They're not getting rid of him. So, like, they're keeping him from something.
Well, Bean said, we believe in Kyer. Evidently, Kyer had some kind of torn ligaments in ankle in preseason. He was trying to play through.
So, yeah, I did hear that he got hurt, and he was on, like, recovering.
Yeah.
But as far as to, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say last year, Player Football Focus had him as our number 2 cornerback. Like, ranked higher.
Yeah.
Like, he was the number 2.
We went through that. Yeah, we went through that.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Speaking of injuries and ligament damage, you heard Jordan Phillips had surgery last night.
Yes.
He's out he's week to week now.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Yeah, he had wrist surgery.
Wrist surgery after the game, week to week.
Wow.
But
so
the silver lining is at that position you could play. Technically, he can play like that with like a cast or a club on, but I don't know how that's going to affect him being productive in the run game and stuff like that. I don't know.
You got to be able to grab in the run game.
Yeah, we don't. Jordan Phillips as a 3, if he was a 1 tech, okay. And I really want Daquan Jones back at some point. I mean, he's not going to be back to full strength, but I think if we have a playoff appearance, I think he'll be back playing at some degree. But Linval Joseph should see an uptick in snaps.
What about Poona Ford? You think they're going to activate him?
Yo, did you see what Poona? Did we talk about that last show? Poona, his tweet. He basically said it was either him or somebody said, "What am I here for?"
Really?
Yeah, he was like, I thought I was going to be. He said, I thought it was going to be different. I didn't expect this. I didn't come here to be a healthy scratch. He's like, this ain't what I thought it was going to be at all.
Do we think that he's like another Kyer Elam type? Like, is he better than the guys that are in front of him right now?
I think what it is a log jam of 3 techs. I don't know why they got him. Honestly, I have no idea why they got him. They have no 1 techs outside of Daquan Jones, now Linval Joseph, but I think they were playing Madden. Oh, we got Jordan Phillips at 6'6", 340. Let's make him a 1 tech and watch him get blown off the line because he wants to swim move everybody. You know, Tim Settle, let's bring him in. Oh, let's watch him get blown off the line because he's not, doesn't anchor well against a guard and center. Who else do we have? Nobody.
Did you see Phillips though get the sack on the when he lined up on the end?
Oh yes.
Did you see that?
Did you hear what Ed Oliver said?
What did he say?
They were asking because with regards to, and it's not that it has to do with that. But when Malcolm Floyd got the sack that got him his bonus, Ed Oliver actually rushed him out of the pocket. He's like, because he was sitting next to whoever it was. He was like, yeah, I'm just saying that could have been, my meal, but I mean, he hit me out with a LV bag or something because he's like, because that's what he said. He's like, yeah, but I mean, yeah, like you said, I mean that was what we're talking about, the creativity that we didn't have before, where Jordan Phillips was a guy that was solely in the middle. He was solely going to play against the guard and center, playing against the guard, whatever. But now you're creative enough. I don't know if it was Floyd or if it was Rousseau in a 2-point stance or whether it was a 40 front. 50, I don't know what they did. I didn't even see that he was lined up on the outside. But the fact that now they're moving people that were inside, outside, like they did Chris Jones against us last week, that tells you McDermott is evolving somewhere. Yeah. Something's happening.
Yeah.
And it's not. We're on a 2. We were dominating yesterday. So it wasn't like you were trying something to change up because it wasn't working.
Right.
We beat the Chiefs. So you brought that game plan in and it worked. But to now go out there and try to say, okay, we can try this now. We can do this. Let's see if we can use this further down the line. Yeah. We didn't see that before.
Right.
Yep.
For all the love of McDermott, he was just as vanilla as the guys before when it came to his schemes and what he did with blitz. They still don't really twist. Right. They still don't really stunt.
Right.
But if you put Russo on the inside, you put Jordan Phillips. Well, Jordan Phillips not now. Now you're leaving yourself open to actually being able to make that move.
Yeah.
You know, because that's their natural position. Just line them up differently. The offensive line, like, what am I doing? Ed Oliver said he was mad when Martin got hurt.
Yeah, he said he wanted.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to go at him. He wanted to play.
Zach Martin.
Yeah.
He said. I don't know the other dude. I guess I was used, but I wanted to play against Zach Martin.
He was like the other dude was okay.
He was all right.
Yeah, he was all right.
He was just okay. I see your moves you're quite his moves are meager. Try something else. You know.
Right.
You're quite decent at your craft, young boy.
But that's you know what I have to say. Ed Oliver this season has been one of the most pleasant surprises, I think, in recent history. Like, aside from Milano, and I would even venture to say Terrell Bernard is probably a little bit bigger than that, because I don't think anybody expected to get what we got out of him. No. But for Ed Oliver to have gone the first 4 seasons of his, well, five? Is this his fifth year?
Ed Oliver?
Yeah. So for him to go, the first 5 years of his, I'll say 4, of his career, and kind of be thought of as this guy that, needs a one tech next to him, for him to be playing the way that he is now, to be honest, it don't look like he needs nobody with him.
Right.
I've seen him make more dominant plays this year than all 4 of his first years combined. Mm-hmm. And for him to have the contract that he has now going, you're looking at that contract saying, man, we got a deal. Yeah. You know what I mean? What was it, 4 years, $84 million or something like that?
16 mil per. And I think we talked about it when he signed it. I said, I was with it. I was like, yo, because it was an average deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an average deal. It was team friendly, and it leaves room for him to get more later if he can performs like he does now.
Right.
There's bonuses. Obviously, we heard about the $1 million bonus that he has in his contract for I think it's a 6 sacks or 7 sacks or whatever it is. He's 1 sack away, whatever the case may be. But
Easton Stick better watch out.
Huh?
Easton Stick better watch out.
Because their offensive line is terrible.
Yeah, they're bad.
Their offensive line is terrible.
Easton Stick. But yeah, no, I think. Actually, you know what? I tweeted out while we're talking about sacks. We haven't had, and I think that they stole my thunder on the show, but I actually tweeted out and put it on Facebook first. We haven't had a double-digit sack man since Lorenzo Alexander in 2016.
Oh, wow!
So this is the first one in McDermott's tenure we've had that's had a double-digit sack number. Dang. So how about that pickup?
Leonard Floyd is the best pure pass rusher that we've had. What, ever? I mean, in Sean McDermott's tenure, yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be Vaughn, but yeah, I guess.
I don't think Vaughn is ever going to be the same.
No, he's never going to be the same. So. It was supposed to be Vaughn, but no.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Easton Stick.
What?
What a name! I can't even take that seriously.
Well, I mean,
is he good?
No.
So no. The name rings true.
He couldn't do anything against the Raiders defense. I mean, you should at least they scored 21 garbage time points.
Okay.
Right? That this is the game that got Staley fired. Yeah. And that was Easton Stick's second game, because I think he came in, he played. Did he come in the week before, or did he start the week before?
I think he came in.
Okay, yeah. So that's when Herbert hurt his finger, and then Stick came in, played the rest of the game. Then he started the game against the Raiders, got destroyed. So
that game was so bad. The announcer was saying, I don't even think they want to play. I don't know if y'all saw that game. That game was terrible.
I'm looking at the
terrible.
Dude. I want to see his face. Man. Yeah, he looks like Easton Stick. He looks like an Easton Stick too.
Easton Michael Stick.
But again. I am not.
I'm laughing. He want to torch me. I don't know.
Out though. I'm not counting them out.
I mean, that's wise.
I'm not. I'm not. Nope. I'm not taking the bait. I'm not taking the cheese.
Yeah,
yet. Nope.
yeah.
You're not taking the cheese?
I'm not taking the cheese.
He-
Well,
taking the cheese.
mostly because of this point too, and I think you're right. I don't think we should overlook the fact that we're an East team crossing over into the West.
Or Eastern team.
Easton.
All right, you earned that pun. You earned that one. I don't think anybody saw that coming. Well done. But I don't like. I think there is something to be said for that because every time that we think about a team coming east, we say, "Oh, well, the time difference, the jet lag, all that kind of stuff." It's something to overcome.
Yeah, and no, just keep going. But I was just saying, think about how we reacted when we went to London.
That's exactly what I was about to start saying. Like, that's exactly right. So, but again, this is a major test for Sean McDermott because can you let your team travel the way they want to travel? Can you let them prepare the way they want to prepare? Can you know what I mean? Can you kind of loosen up and not make everything seem so tight right before you travel and as you travel and right before the game? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The team is loose right now. They're feeling great about themselves. You hear a lot of the players talking about how they finally feel like a fully meshed unit now with one purpose in mind. I mean, all of that says a lot about what they dealt with from the beginning of the season till now. You know what I'm saying? So I do think all of that plays a factor. I also think that our defensive line and our defense as a whole against Easton Stick, or should I say Easton Michael Stick? I'm gonna call him by his full name until the end of this game.
We're gonna do that, huh?
EMS.
What Chakuma
EMS. Yeah, that's what he's gonna need after the game. But,
emergency medical service.
That's
All right. I like your moxie.
But yeah, man. Yeah, it's funny. The Bills team that we're seeing now, and even in the Eagles game, the only thing that was missing in that Eagles game was the report. Like, think about if the report had come out before the Eagles game.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt, we're playing that 20 seconds.
Differently.
Right? And even in the game yesterday, like the announcers are talking about, there's still 23 seconds on the clock, right? Yeah. 3 timeouts. Yeah. I was saying to myself, like, they gonna go for it. They gonna do it, right? But I mean, obviously the punt knocked it down to 17. Okay, fine. We'll take the momentum at that point. But yeah, man, I think this team is at a point now where, I'm and I said this the last episode. This is another step in the right direction of what I needed to see to believe that Sean is progressing in the right direction. Even in the post game, there was more subtlety in the way that he tried to prop up his defense.
I'm glad you mentioned the post game because that was, I don't know if you noticed, he started his press conference. He was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. Give honor to God." Now, I didn't have to rewind it. I didn't have to stop it and pause and cut it up. What that signifies to me is we always said McDermott was what? What did Soap say? What did Bulldog say? He's canned. Mm-hmm. He says the same crap over and over and over again in the same order. He's regimented. Mm-hmm. That little slip up right there tells me that he's relaxed a little bit. He's not as regimented as he has always been. As we already stated in the show in today's show earlier and last show, his press conferences are different. He answers the questions. Even if it's like you say, even if it's not to our liking, if it's not in totality like we want to know, which we understand he's not going to give everything away, he answers something. He doesn't say respectfully. I think they told him you can't say in house. I think they said you can't say in house because of what happened in house. They don't want they don't want any
PR
attention.
team is like, no.
Yeah, do not say in house. Respectfully, we want to keep that between no, don't do that.
Please.
Right. No. Just one thing. No. It's gonna. Ty Dunn's out there. Ty Dunn is waiting
out there. Yeah, wouldn't it be something if they gave him a press pass against Sean's will, and he's just sitting at the back of the room just cheesing, and Sean has to own it the whole time. He's just got to swallow it.
He's in the back like,
yeah, right. Oh, that would be great. That would be great.
Yeah, no, I saw a lot that I was excited about, but as my man told me, nah, keep the energy. I'm keeping energy only because.
Oh, because you said you didn't see it. Well, did we both say that?
What's that?
Didn't we both say we couldn't see them like running the table?
Not even that. I
Oh, that's not what you're talking about.
Not that. What it was when I said he needed to go.
Sean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. By no means am I stepping back from Sean needs to go.
Right.
Am I moving closer to a position of wanting him to stay? No, not at all. I still think that a guy like Brady or an offensive mind or even a guy who has even more of a better feel for managing the players, as we talked about, managing the personalities, being creative and doing all those kinds of things that put players in the best position to be themselves and play fast and hard and succeed. I still would like to see that. Yeah. Just because I think there's still, even though they're doing what they have to do this year, I still think the players in the locker room would like a new voice. I think they like Brady, but I don't see the team firing Sean to hire Brady.
No.
So let me ask you this: does that change if we make it to the bowl this year? Got to ponder that one.
I'll give you this: I would be willing to reconsider my position if they win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Because making it to an AFC championship and, playing against whoever they're going to play against, which I think is probably going to be the Ravens, I have a strong belief that with Sean only reaching that point one time, there's still a pretty high percentage that he might do some things tight in that game. He, divisional, wild card round, he might play the same way he's been, playing the season, loose, let the guys go and all that. But the higher you get, I think he might tighten up a little bit.
Listen, speaking of that, did y'all see the call that Dan Campbell made in the Broncos and Lions game?
No.
Listen to this. Lions and Broncos. The Lions are up 35-17.
Okay.
35-17.
In what quarter?
Fourth quarter.
Okay.
They're on their 10-yard line.
The Lions are on their 10-yard line.
Yes. 4th and 2.
He went for it.
What would Sean McDermott do?
Oh, he punting that all day.
No. They're in the red zone.
Oh, they're about.
I'm sorry, the other person.
Okay.
4th and 2. What is Sean McDermott going to do?
Field goal.
You're already up. By 17 points?
Yep.
Right. Guess what Dan Campbell does?
Went for it.
He went for it on 4th and 2 and scored a touchdown. He's
put them boys away.
He's already up.
Yeah.
35-17.
Yeah.
Don't matter.
I'm like, wow.
No, we put mad numbers up here.
Yeah, I don't care.
Now,
Right.
That's what. Now I have to agree. Like I am a backer of Sean McDermott, but I would love for him to make that call.
Yeah,
especially like you said in the playoffs or the games where we need you to make that call.
Yep.
I need him to make that call.
Yep. Yeah. I like, and so that reminds me of this too. Sean was asked in the post game about sitting the starters, the offensive starters, and at first, this was kind of funny, and I'm paraphrasing, but at first, Sean was trying to act as if he wasn't aware that the starters were sitting or something like that, right? And then the reporter goes, "What? Aren't you in charge of that decision?"
Right.
And Sean goes, "Sean, I mean, he's got no choice at that point."
Yeah.
Right. So he had to own it. But the point is this: in a game where mentally you've got the team beat, right? And maybe as a head coach, you're saying to yourself, short week, we got to go see the Chargers on Saturday. Let me rest my guys. I would totally respect that if he said it during the press conference. But when you start off trying to play it off as though you had no idea that the offensive starters were sitting.
You thought we did?
that tells me, first and foremost, you left your defensive starters on the field. So you're trying to now win the game with defense. At that point, you had already seen enough offense. You had a great defensive performance. Let's continue to let those boys go out there and have fun and shine. To me, that's another one of those things where I need to see a little more awareness, even if it's just in the explanation.
See, I didn't see how he said it. In my mind, it's like one of those deals is, the way when I'm sitting here listening to you talk about it, I'm like, he's like, I knew I did it, but I don't need you to know I did it.
Right.
Yeah. He's like, oh, we did. He's like, I pulled him. You sure? See, his personality, what we know is his personality is not the kind of guy that's coy and, I'm playing mind games. Let's have Rex Ryan.
Yeah.
All day. That person.
He would clown with you all day.
What game were you watching? And that's how. But Sean McDermott, he's like, he comes in, he does his hat, he's playing with his thing. Okay, let's get it started before we get going. Give an honor to God. And that's how he goes.
Yeah.
I want to see Sean McDermott just coming there one day, just like, yo, what's happening?
Oh my God.
What's happening with it? What's good with it?
You going against everything that man believes in.
I know, and it's melting him inside. But that's the thing about it. Like, and now I watched his press conference, and we talked about last show how he may just not be personal. He just might be like that dweeb, that nerd. It don't have no personality. Yeah. And now he can't turn it off. Even though he's open, that's still him. We all had a family member, that friend that just odd.
Right.
And maybe he's just odd, Yeah. So I take it for what it is, because like you said about Mendenhall, I'm trying to see it from the other side. I mean, he won, so I'm not going to tear him apart. And he's won 2 games in a row. He's won 8 games this season. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to tear him apart. But my thing is, if you're going to be odd, just be odd. Don't try to be this facade of a man, because what we're seeing now is he can be different. He can be somebody else.
Yeah.
And that somebody else is acceptable for my team.
Right.
So maybe he, like I said, maybe he knew. Maybe he didn't want us to know he knew. Maybe he really had to, because this isn't Chan Gailey. This guy knows what's going on in his team.
I mean, it's possible he just wasn't prepared to answer a question like that to begin with.
He wanted to say, "Well, keep that in house."
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. But the reason I brought that up is just it's one of those things where the subtleties like that matter, especially when a report like that comes out, especially when there's so much scrutiny on the job you've done to begin with, and how that job is strictly relative to your moral standpoints and points of views, your personal preferences of how you want players and personnel to operate, and how you treat people, right? Mm-hmm. And again, I'm with you. They won. They blew the Cowboys out. Even though nationally it's more about how the Cowboys lost than the Bills blowing them out, I don't want to take that credit from Sean. I guess I'm trying to say, to the point where we talked about, Sean potentially winning a Super Bowl with the Bills. That's one more thing that I think, if he can clean that up, he'll win my vote. You know what I mean? And we talked about this in the last episode. I'm actually, after going through, what our perfect head coach is, it doesn't necessarily have to be an offensive guy. My personal preference is still to have an offensive guy, because of the fact that, if you have a Zach Taylor, it doesn't matter who you have at offensive coordinator, that offense is still going to be consistent every single year. You never have to worry about losing an offensive coordinator and then having to switch over and change over the whole defense because the best guy on the market runs a West Coast offense when you were running an air raid before. You know what I'm saying? So that's really my biggest reason for saying, even still now, I might still want an offensive head coach. But again, if Sean can become that Mike Tomlin type of guy where you just managing people, man, you taking care of personalities, you making sure you put the best 11 out on the field at all times, and them boys go out there and they work hard to win games, and they win games, that's enough. That's enough. Just don't screw it up. You got you have, and I'll say it this year, you have the best quarterback in the league. I think performance wise, and yeah, close to numbers wise, because I think Josh is 7th in the league in passing yards. Right? Well, probably not anymore after this last game. But,
after yesterday. But that stinker of a game he played, yeah. He sucked yesterday.
Well, I mean, still, he's got to be, top 15 at least in passing yards. But
yards?
Yeah, he's still tops in the league in total touchdowns.
8th.
And I think he's
8th.
He's 8th. Look at that. So he's still top 10 in passing yards. Passing touchdowns,
he's 4th in touchdowns.
4th in touchdowns.
Tied for 3rd, really, but.
Right. And I think he's got the most rushing touchdowns.
Quarterback?
I think he's leading in total touchdowns.
Yeah,
100% total touchdowns.
Yeah.
Right. So, statistically, you have the best quarterback in the league this year. Last year, you can say second best, and pretty much every year after that, you can say second best because Mahomes was who he was, right? Mm-hmm. But this is the year, man. Like, if you can just adopt that Mike Tomlin mindset and just go let Ben Roethlisberger be Ben Roethlisberger. Just let him, you know what I'm saying? Like towards the end of Roethlisberger's career, he was calling the plays. He was the offensive mind. He would sit down with the coordinator. Yeah, I want to do this, and this.
And I think that's that right there. What you said is why, in my mind, when I said Josh isn't the leader of my team and this, that, and third. Because when we're talking about a defensive-minded head coach or whatever the case may be, at this point in time, $258 million, in my mind, Josh is the OC. If you're looking at a Joe Brady, you're looking at whoever, when you said the best West Coast guy commit, hey, like I said when we talked about it, get on the whiteboard. Tell me how you're going to use Josh. What does Josh like to do? What does he not like to do? Let me see it. Because if you got Josh Allen, people want to work with him.
Right.
But I need to know that you know how to use him the way he's best utilized. And when you have somebody like that, a unicorn, I don't like that saying because it's corny to me, but when you have a unicorn, we'll say, a lot of guys have studied him. A lot of guys know what makes them tick, whether it be because they watched him from the sidelines, they watched film of him, they've heard, whatever the case may be. The network in the NFL isn't big enough to where you don't know the tendencies of anybody.
Right.
I'm sure. What's the guy? Joe Brady can tell you Tyrod Taylor's tendencies, and he really didn't even study him. He was a quarterback coach at the time. Yeah. So I think, to your point, that's kind of why I'm like defensive, offensive. Just give me a guy that knows how to freaking win a game. Because Josh Allen, in the 6th year, he's got what? Probably, I don't think he's Nikola Jokic that's going to quit before his prime is over. He's probably going to play at least another 10 years, I'd say. That's your OC right there.
You give him another 10?
He's only got, 16. So that's what? He 37?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, 37?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was talking about 10, 15. The way he plays 15 now. But, but 10 more years, I could see that. And he's only going to get better mentally.
Right.
That's the thing. He's only going. He's been under Dable. Right. He took Dable's best parts. He's been under Dorsey. He took Dorsey's best parts. Yes, Dorsey had best parts. He's been under Brady. Brady's best parts. He knows what he likes, and he tells them what he likes. And it's up to them to say, okay, I know you don't like it, but we got to do this because of this.
Right.
And if he has that buy-in, like we talked about when we talked about the subject, if they have a relationship where him and the OC, whoever it is, can get on the same accord and understand each other, it matters who it is, but to me, it's not to the degree of somebody that you don't have a Josh, where you have to figure out Brock Purdy. You can't put Purdy with anybody and say, go win us a football game.
Right.
System guy. Right. Josh is, you're trying to break his want to run. You're trying to break his want to be this game breaker. And let's try to make him a pocket quarterback. When what I say before this game in Dallas or against Dallas, no more saving him.
Yep.
If he gets hurt, he gets hurt. He ran the ball. He ran the ball almost as many times he completed the pass yesterday. Whatever happens, happens.
Right. Would you, at this point in Josh's career, would you take his floor at 37 being okay? So if I said to you that the last 3 years of Josh's career would look like Ben Roethlisberger's last 3 years, would you take it?
His last 3 years?
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I would. I think Roethlisberger, if you look at Roethlisberger's team, he didn't have the weapons around him, because I think that's the component that we got to think about. If we had that guy, who's playing with him?
Right.
Do we have because Josh may not throw 80-yard bombs anymore, but if he gets it to you 10, 15 yards, can you turn it upfield?
Right.
Are you going to make a play? Are you going to be like James Cook Jr.? Are you going to be Gabe Davis Jr.? Because if you have Gabe Davis, you're going to look like Ben Roethlisberger's last 3 years. But if you get yourself a Steph Diggs kind of player and let him do the work, it's a different ballgame altogether.
Yo, speaking of Steph Diggs, so at the game, there was a lot of Cowboys fans. A plethora of Cowboys fans. Okay?
I like that word. See, we got another thesaurus man over here.
So one of the guys, and they were real cool. Like, most of the Southern people, they were always cool. Like, they was making jokes, having fun. But Keyshawn know where I'm going with this. They had an 88 jersey. So my question is, which I probably want to do every game, whoever we play, if you were the GM for the day, who would you trade players with for that team? So Cowboys, you're the GM. You got power to make moves. Who are you trading and why?
I love the question. You want to go first?
No, you can go first if you want to think about it. I didn't think about it.
So money's not an option.
Is it position for position, or is it
just whatever player you think you could trade for?
So you can trade a safety for a lineman if you wanted to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow, this is crazy.
Right.
He wants CD Lamb. I'm gonna let him use that one.
Know.
Yeah, that's what
I'm gonna let him have
Wait,
that.
who you trading CD Lamb for?
He's like anybody not Josh.
So listen. The funny thing is, I said this at the game.
Okay.
I said, yo, right now, 2023, for 2024, give me CD Lamb for Steph Diggs.
Oh!
Yo, this is Mill's first and last appearance on our show.
CD Lamb for Steph Diggs.
This is Mill's first and last appearance on the show.
Come on. Come on.
I thought we was cool.
Come on.
My man bringing the heat on his first day. I love it. I love it.
Listen, you're upgrading an elite receiver pretty much who could do the same thing, but he's younger.
I mean, I can't argue with that.
I'm not gonna argue. I just don't like it. So I want Steph Diggs.
So that's mine. That's mine. I would trade straight up. Give me Steph Diggs. Give me CD Lamb for Steph Diggs. Let him play with his brother, and give me CD.
I don't give a. Okay, never mind. You almost forced my hand on that one. You almost baited me. I don't give a damn about him playing with his brother. Let his brother come to Buffalo then. No,
we gotta get a beat button over here.
Right, because I would have needed it a few times. How would I get Deron Bland?
Ooh. You want Deron Bland?
Ooh. I would do business with Deron Bland.
Who are you trading him for? We got to do this every week, by the way. This is I love
like
the
that
question. Yeah.
So if I traded, anybody I want,
anybody you want,
Christian Benford.
Ooh,
wow, really?
Yeah.
Ooh. Our future safety, our future Pro Bowl safety,
and don't let me get it misconstrued. I like Benford, but I think the boomer bust that I'm missing in the back 4 to 5, with the rush in the front, an opportunistic guy like that.
He's a ball hawk too.
He's leading the league in pick sixes. He's got interceptions. He bites on stuff, but when you got the safety tandem back there that you got, whether it's Hyde, Poyer, Lewis, whoever it is, that you do business, especially in this zone.
Yeah.
So Deron Bland and Rasul Douglas.
Yeah, but Bland is more of a man corner though, isn't he?
What I'm saying is you can bracket, but I'm saying those two guys there together.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
Who's yours?
He wants the punter.
I do want the punter. No. I'm gonna be honest. See, for me, it's kind of a tie because while I want to say Zach Martin for Connor McGovern,
dude, that's so low hanging. I thought about that. I'm like, ain't no way they gonna veto that right away. He said anybody. I'm like, nah, it's still a veto. In my mind, I vetoed it because this is not fair.
That was the first thing on my mind is like Zach Martin. I would take Zach Martin all day.
Me too.
But then I thought about this. Biotish is younger.
Ooh.
And Mitch Morse's contract is up.
Oh yeah.
So I think I would easily trade Biotish for Morse.
Oh yeah.
And now I got a stalwart center for the next 10 years.
And I liked him out of the draft.
Yeah.
I like that because, mind you, right now on the line right now, I think the two best ones we got on the line right now is McGovern and Osiris right now.
Like just overall, or like pass blocking, run blocking?
Because Mitch Morris, let's be honest, he got maybe another year in him before he's done.
Yeah.
Dawkins, he's good, but he don't show up for me every week.
Somehow
Right.
they have
thing with
him as
Spencer.
one of the best left tackles in the league. I mean,
I know, right?
maybe I just don't
statistically.
Yeah,
he's up there. He's one of the top. But that will be perfect because you're right. So we get to keep McGovern, keep Osiris, and now you got, oh my God.
You can run all day.
Yeah.
You can run all day with that line.
I mean, on the heels of McGovern turning in another terrible game.
Who?
McGovern.
Oh,
Another terrible game on the line. So
I think it's for him, like, and that's the thing too. I don't want people to get it like misconstrued. Like he came in as a run blocking guy, right?
pass blocking.
He's a pass blocking guy.
Blocking guy.
I think he plays better as a run blocker though.
Yeah.
Like and it could just be in this offense. Maybe Aaron Cromer tweaks something with his run blocking skills or his techniques or whatever the case is. But I agree with you. In pass blocking, I see him get like hurt a lot.
Dusted.
Right? And you know, I don't want to say he's an undersized guy, but he's not one of the bigger guys, the bigger guards in the league. So, you know, for me, I think him being as good as he's been in the run game. I mean, look at what they were doing against the Cowboys defensive line. Like, not only did he wall off the defensive tackles, but he was opening holes up the gut for Cook.
I mean, also, Jonathan Hankins not being there was a big.
Oh yeah,
that was huge. That was huge.
Huge help for him. And that, I mean,
that's a big man.
Yeah, the big man. That's a one tech.
But
that's a one tech.
But they also said for some reason they said the Bills' O-line, they like running the ball, like they like manhandling people. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen it till right. till the other day.
Prove it.
Right.
Apparently, that's what they like doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, in their mind, that might be. See, that's like I call that like the Mighty Mouse kind of deal, where you like doing something, you just are not good at it. I might like doing something all day long, but I just suck at it. Right. My mentality is I like throwing people around, but I just can't. I can only bench 135, and I'm weak. But but I mean, the thing is, if you look at the game that they played yesterday, they had a lot of gap runs. Usually they're a little more balanced than they were yesterday. But this tells me they were trying to take the light front of Dallas, which we talked about. They run more dime than anybody in the league. Mm-hmm. They knew this was going to be a light front seven. Yes, what is that, 5? So they game planned effectively towards what they were going to be seeing, because James Cook getting off on the team like he got off yesterday, with the gaps he had, with the way that he could change direction, he had the ability and the time to get around blocks, because the blocks were all walled off, like you said. One of you said it. But when we're looking at bigger teams, looking at guys that have played us before, next week we have the Chargers, who have the league leading sack man on their team, believe it or not, and Khalil Mack. When I hear stats like that, when I hear Micah Parsons, I don't get worried, because Josh has played behind bad lines, and he has a knack to get out of there.
Yeah. This is the best offensive line play.
This is the best offensive line he's had. But when you look at the breakdown, it's right at home for him. He's at home. He's like, he doesn't get rattled, because that's what he does. He just runs. Right. He's out of here. Yeah. I was surprised Parsons didn't get one sack. There was actually a bet. There was a prop bet that was open. It was like it put plus 1,500 that Parsons didn't get a sack, and I'm like, no way.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm like, no way. So I didn't click it, but I should have. Wow. I really should have. And when you think about it, you're like, I don't care he gets sacked, but I know he's going to snap back. I also lost money on a bet that it was Dak and Josh for 225 and CeeDee Lamb for 50 yards at plus money. I lost, obviously, on that one, too. But common sense stuff didn't happen yesterday.
Right.
It's true.
And I'll take it.
Right.
It was only a $2 bet, so I don't really care.
Right. I don't mind losing a couple
bucks.
Right,
the $2, I made that up in the other game that I bet on. But just to tie it all up for us, this was a what's the word? Complimentary win. Complimentary football win.
Complimentary football.
Yeah. So all three phases, offensive line, when he walked into the post-game victory speech, offensive line. What about offensive line? You know, and I mean, I think McDermott, and I really will to gauge how he acts and what I really need to delve into his background and how he was raised. One, who he learned football from. Two, because who knows? Maybe he learned from a tyrant. Maybe Andy Reid, yeah, Jim Johnson. I don't know how they are behind the scenes. You know, and one thing I know about
Jim Johnson was a bit of a harder guy.
Right.
You know, but
if he idolized him, he's going to model himself after that. And
yeah,
and that's kind of where I'm getting at. You know, if that's all you know, that's all you know. You know, so for him to go into the locker room and be Mr. Hard Butt, I mean, he thought that was going to work.
This could have been propaganda, but Joe Johnson, right? The defensive coordinator for the Eagles.
Yeah.
He was beloved by his players.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't say he was like a player's coach, but he was one of those, you know, older guys that was tough on you, but it was like tough love, and the players knew it.
And I think that's part of it. I think that has to go into what we saw in the report. I mean, some of it's got to be personality, obviously, but I think, and when I'm thinking about, like I told you the story about when I was a supervisor, what you think will work sometimes doesn't work, especially when you're stepping into a new position. This is the first time he's ever been a head coach. The first time he's ever, you know, had to lead men. And this is my vision of when I was in my interview. This is what I told him. I was going to do this, that, and the third. So I'm going to do it. My team responded to it, some favorably, some not favorably. Right. And some didn't say what they really felt. If I asked them, they didn't say what they felt. You know, obviously we have the smudges on them with Russ Brandons and Fraziers and people like that. But who knows how he watched people treat their subordinates? Who knows how he was treated as a subordinate? I don't know, because like I told you, I've met people that you would never know were buttholes. You know, I've met people that you would never know were nasty people. But when you spend all the time in the world with them, you have a different perception than what everybody gets to see looking on the outside looking in.
Right. So
I guess I kind of give him grace. I'm not saying that I want him to stay. I'm not saying I want him to go, but I give him grace because I was thinking about it. I was like, you got to learn. Everybody learns something from somewhere.
Right. Right. All right. Did we have anything else before we?
Let's ask the man of the hour or the 2 hours.
Which one?
I think we hit everything I wanted to cover pretty much.
Okay, because I know you were excited about. He was like, "I can't wait to do this tomorrow." I was like,
"Yeah,
bring it."
Yeah. I mean, we I think all of us were kind of feeling the same way. But
actually, no, I take that back. One thing. What are your predictions?
No, it's over, huh?
Next week. Your predictions for next week.
Were you going to be here on Friday or no?
Bills Chargers.
You going to be here Friday?
I can be here Friday.
We do that on Friday. Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay. I mean, in honor of, if you want to talk about, I usually like to look what they do and watch the game.
Let's do something a little different, because I know on the Friday shows we do score, but let's do production. You want to do production?
Production?
We can go player production.
Okay.
So let's. I don't want to like create lines or anything like that, but like
I'm glad because I don't know how.
It's the most he's ever talked before.
He's just mumbling.
You're right.
He a curmudgeon today.
You know what's funny?
You can't.
You know what's funny?
What?
There's times where we be hearing him, watching TV, and like he'll be watching a basketball game, and he'll be just be having a conversation, and I'm like, I just left from down there. I didn't see him on the phone, and then I go back down there, and he sees me coming in and he stops. I go back upstairs and he's talking again.
Back at it again.
Who are you talking to? He be talking to the TV.
Keisha, no.
Yes.
Every time a game comes on, and like I play running and I see some players that are just not, it's terrible, and I get upset about it, and then I just start talking. He comes downstairs and be like, June, who you talking about?
Yeah. Like he'd be talking to the TV. Why would you do that? I don't understand why. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like every single time that you pass the ball, you do the June, they can't hear you.
It's over, man. They already did it.
But anyway, all right. So
You just save it for football, so I don't want
He said, "Shut your mouth, old man."
Yeah, I mean, right. That's exactly what this is. Okay, so let's start at Josh Allen, right? I don't know if you have we don't really have to go through rankings, but just based on what you've seen. Well, I don't know. Have you seen any of LA?
I did.
Okay, based on what you've seen so far, would you give Josh Allen? Would you give him? Well, let me just ask you this way: how many passing yards do you think he gets in that game?
I mean, you can't ask me after he went for 85 yards against Dallas. No.
Yes, I can. It's called a hot take.
Against the Chargers, I'm going to say he's going to go for 218.
218?
218.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, okay. What you got?
I'll give him over 220, but I think Stephon Diggs is going to have a good game. Like, first 5 games, Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, I mean, Samuel. I mean, Asante Samuel is going to be covering him.
Does he travel?
But he's a rookie.
Does he travel?
I don't know if he
travels.
travels.
If he doesn't travel, then they put Diggs in the slot. They had Diggs in the backfield. So you're looking at line. These are matchups.
I'll tell you what. After watching Let James Cook, they're going to focus on stopping him, and I think Stephon going to eat him up.
And the thing is, their defense isn't good anyway.
Yeah,
so they can focus all they want.
Outside of Khalil Mack.
Yeah, their defense. Their defense isn't.
Well, Bosa's hurt. See, Bosa's still hurt, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's still hurt.
Is he?
I think so.
Let's find out. Then. Let's find out.
But yeah. Let's see. So yeah. So okay. So while we're looking at it, how about we go Gabe Davis? Does he get a jersey? Well, is he gonna get his jersey dirty on?
The fattest goose egg.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even, and that's the thing. Like with this offense, when you have Kincaid, you have Cook, and you have Diggs, do you really need Davis?
Nope.
Yeah, I agree. Because I mean, after that, who's the next guy? Knox, and you still got to throw the ball to Knox, and then after
Shakir,
that, that's what I was gonna say. You saw in the Cowboys game, they were trying to get the ball to Shakir.
Yeah.
The play action plays that they had, those were to Shakir.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, I think. I for sure give Josh. See, this is the thing. I think Josh can go for over 250 in this game.
Okay.
I think he can. I just don't think he will. I don't think he'll have to.
I think the score will be too high where they're just like, all right.
Yeah, I just don't think he'll have to.
Okay.
I'm not taking it away because, like, in my mind, I just want to qualify what I said. My mind is not like they're going to stop him. I just still feel like it's going to be a kind of a game like we saw yesterday where he doesn't have to do as much. But he could tear him to shreds very easily, go for 325, 330. I just don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so you got 218.
218. I had
225. You got 250.
I got 250.
But I got Diggs being a top receiver.
So how many yards?
I'm gonna give Stephon
and how many touchdowns?
I'm gonna give him 8 catches.
Okay, perfect.
112 yards and a TD.
See, I'm gonna give him the 100 catches for the season, so he's gonna have 9 catches, 63 yards, and a touchdown.
Okay.
You really think there's gonna be another run game? You defensive
No. I think Kincaid's going to show up for once. Well, not for once. I think he's going to show up, unlike yesterday, where he had 2 drops yesterday. I think Kincaid's going to come back. I think Knox may get open a little bit more than he did yesterday, or even throw the ball more than he did yesterday. So I see the ball going to a whole bunch of different people. Even Sherfield might even get a catch. I don't know, maybe a catch or 2. So it's hard. It's just hard to say. Obviously you think Diggs is going to regulate, but I just don't know that he will have to. So I'm thinking along the lines of what he's been doing. 9 catches to get that 100. He might have a bonus of some sort. So Josh might try to get it for him. And 63 yards is about where he's been for the last few weeks. So
okay. I think this is going to be a Kincaid game, honestly. He
razzed me for saying Diggs 9 and 63. He's like, I think it's Kincaid.
I do. I think this is a Kincaid game. I think you are going to see a lot of Cook in there. So I'll give Diggs 5 catches for 83 yards, and I'm going to give him 2 touchdowns.
Whoa, 2.
I'm going to give him 2 touchdowns.
You need a 14 jersey.
I think he'll be an impact player, but I think it'll be Kincaid and Cook that kind of get him down in scoring range, and then that's when they'll get the ball to Diggs. Okay, James Cook.
My man, let him cook. I'm going to say he's going to come back down to earth in a run game. They're going to sell for him, I think. So I'm going to say 15 carries for 73 yards, and I'll say he'll add 4 catches for another 45 or so.
Okay. Mel, what you got?
I think they're gonna be trying to let James cook. So I'm gonna say no touchdowns. I give him 17 carries, 88 yards, 3 catches for 50 yards.
Wow. This is some low production. We got like where is the oomph in these numbers?
Okay, Aramis, 11 rushes for 364 yards, 7 touchdowns.
No,
12 receptions for
just 11 carries for 280. Yeah, no, I'm
11
kidding.
catches for 1,000 yards.
No, I mean, I don't respect the Chargers defense at all. I'm looking at their depth chart right now, and I mean, Sebastian, huh? Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Let me make my point.
right. You ain't been talking all season long, and now you want to get in here. Anyway, yeah. I'm looking at their defensive line. No Joey Bosa. Khalil Mack's a great player, but I mean, the Bills were able to scrub Parsons out of the way. You know what I mean? I don't doubt that they'll be able to get Mack out of the way. I don't respect Eric Kendricks as a middle linebacker. I don't respect Kenneth Murray Jr. as a middle linebacker. And then Tui Pelotu is their left outside linebacker. I think that's the position they had Joey Bosa playing. And he's not listed on the depth chart right now.
All right, so to your point about our low production predictions. Say that 5 times fast. How do you know what the field position is going to be? If Easton Stick, which I said with a straight face,
EMS,
it's Easton Michael Stick.
Be that as it may. Easton Michael Stick, whatever. You got to take into account that, I don't know what their punter is good for, but where's our average starting position? I mean, we could run the score up and the ball could be in plus territory. We might get the ball, they might turn it over. And whereas the reason why I'm saying this is because you're not going to go the length of the field every time. You may only have 60 yards of field to go. And by spreading it out by all these guys, it's going to be a lower percentage than you would think if you play against the Chiefs or somebody like that. So I don't know if they run. I don't know their clock management. I don't know what their time of possession is or how often we're going to have the ball. So I'm kind of trying to be in a nice realm of non-Lee Evans Madden,
So, okay, then let me break down why I think what I think as far as the numbers overall, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to see some big, deep passes from Josh Allen. I think that's how he gets to 250. I don't think it's, the working the offense up the field and just, destroying them that way. I think they're going to hit some big plays off of play action. And in order to do that, you have to have an effective performance from James Cook. So that's why I think I'm giving James Cook I'm going to give him over 100 yards. I think he's going to close the game out for him. I think he gets a passing touchdown.
Another one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's just not the guy that's going to get you a lot of rushing touchdowns because typically the guys that get that are your bigger backs and when you find yourself in those goal line situations, they like to go with Murray. So, yeah, I give him over 100 yards. I give him a passing touchdown, reception. And this could easily be another game where the starters are sitting in the last 10 minutes of the fourth quarter again. I think the way the defense is playing. And, with them going against Easton Michael Stick, who, when teams have been able to, have a full week of preparation for him, they completely destroyed the Chargers offense. And I don't think
you say Easton Michael Stick, I'm going to say football. Every time I'm going to say football, the whole we're going to be technical. He's going to throw the football.
I don't think Staley really had anything to do with the offensive production of the team.
No.
And with that being said, to me, that means that whatever the offensive woes are for the team are still going to exist when they play us, right? So, this coach firing bump that teams typically get, that may make a difference on defense. I don't know who the interim head coach is, for them.
Is
it Kellen Moore? No.
It's a assistant coach.
Okay, so
yeah. No, I was going to say, to your point about the bump of firing a coach. It might be present had they had Justin Herbert, but they got Easton Michael Stick throwing a football.
Right.
Yeah.
You weren't lying. You was not lying.
Duke can play this game.
He gonna get it out. Yeah. So that's my James Cook production. So I think let's go last but not least, because we got to get out of here. Kincaid, what do you got for Kincaid?
I think Kincaid has a better game. I'm gonna give Kincaid 5 catches, 95 yards.
That's what I'm talking about.
95 yards.
I am happy.
And he get a red zone touchdown.
There you go. That fits into that 250 right there.
I actually got Kincaid going 7 catches for 12 yards. No.
Oh my God.
No, I got him going 7 catches for, let's see. I don't have him going 95. I have him going maybe, I'll say 80. I'll say 80 yards. 80, okay. 80 yards. Dawson and Dawson Knox. I'll say Dawson Knox comes out with 5 receptions for 5 receptions for 43 yards, 1 touchdown. Dawson Knox.
You refuse to let that man die.
He ain't.
We
don't die. We multiply.
A touchdown to the other DK. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, which I couldn't say Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid at all last show.
No,
I couldn't do it. It was just too much.
Struggling.
It was way too much. But yeah, so what are your predictions on Dawson Knox?
I think he has 4 pancake blocks. I know that.
Ooh, okay.
All right. I'll give him 4 pancakes.
Okay.
And that'll be the most of his production for the day.
Okay. Cut me deep on that one. First he wants to get rid of Steph Diggs. Now you're saying Dawson Knox. Y'all really don't want me on this show anymore. Guys, if you think I should start my own show, like the comments.
No, that's what it looks like when you got 2 offensive guys on the show talking about players that actually make impact on the game.
So I guess Stefon Diggs is a nobody. I guess
No, but I mean I understand the point of a younger.
I do too.
Can we say just as good at this point? Maybe we can.
CeeDee Lamb's a beast, bro.
I think we can say just as good at this point.
He's not qualified to say this. He's been saying this since Oklahoma. You don't know this conversation. He's been saying this since the dude snatched his phone from his girlfriend on the couch on draft day. He's a CeeDee Lamb lover. So no.
Oh, yeah, he did do that.
Yeah, he was like,
So I don't watch college like that, right? So certain players I watch.
Yeah.
But I was in school in Texas for the military, and my buddies, they were all college teams. So they had me watching Oklahoma every Saturday, and I fell in love with CeeDee Lamb.
So really, CeeDee Lamb was a bum, but that's the only person you watch. So
no.
You can't compare him against nobody because that's all you saw.
No,
I got it. No, I'm just joking with you.
Like Hollywood was their number 1, but I'm like, yo, CeeDee Lamb he looked way better. The catches, the route running, the separation he was getting. I just knew he was going to be special in college.
I don't remember who came out in that year. What year did CeeDee Lamb even come out? Was that
3 years ago?
Was that? Whatever.
Yeah.
We'll shelve it for now.
Ago.
But yeah. So no, I do think that we're gonna have a productive game. I just don't think it's gonna be one person that does it outside of Josh and maybe James Cook. But I really just don't think our defense, if they're hungry like they were yesterday, I don't think our defense against Easton Michael Stick and whoever the injured receivers they have are on the team when they put them on the field, because they're always injured. I don't care who you talking about.
Allen either?
Right.
Huh?
No Keenan Allen either?
I'm not saying they're not going to play. They're just always hurt. It's like the receivers are always hurt. Austin Eckler, that's a different story. But What is his chemistry with Stick?
Their run game has struggled mightily this season. Their offensive
I got Eckler in 3 of my fantasies.
Did you see Eckler get up and give the first down symbol against the Raiders when they were down by like ever? He was like,
they were down by forever.
They were like, yo, look at this clown. Like, you're down by 3 touchdowns, you're giving a first down symbol. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, however you can give the opposing team the middle finger at that point of a game,
right?
You're gonna take that shot.
That's when they say, look at the scoreboard.
Yeah. Right.
Is it time for my favorite part?
I think it's the time for your favorite part.
Take your breath.
All right,
man. Cameraman, producer, you over there, you rested. You didn't fall asleep not one time today. I'm proud of you.
I know. No coffee, no nothing. Right?
20 years
impressive.
Old.
Is it the fro?
I'm on
Oh yeah, he's been.
I know.
Ever since we cut his hair yesterday, he's been like so glow with the fro.
Reverse Samson.
It's a fro. I got my little Michael Jackson.
You gotta get the little sponge.
He spent like 20 minutes in the bathroom after we cut his hair.
I was taking
You were taking a what? You were taking a what? You should have just played the fifth.
Tell on yourself. Tell on yourself some more. Go ahead.
I was taking it. Now, you know what? My hair was right, though. Well, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, man. All right.
Oh, wait. Before you do it.
Oh, my goodness. So I got started all over.
No, I was going to say, I forgot. I was going to say, if you guys are subscribers of us on Facebook, make sure you head over to YouTube and subscribe to us there. If you're on YouTube right now, subscribe to us on Facebook so we can have a conversation. It's heating up on Facebook. It's a place to be.
No doubt.
We got conversation starters. We got normal. We got regular people that comment. We got people that add stuff. I was talking a lot, Rain, pretty much the whole game yesterday.
Nice.
Go on my Twitter, because my Twitter is not just about the Bills. You can talk about basketball. We can talk about fantasy. We can talk about sports bets. Just interface and join in. Trust me, you're gonna love it inside. So with that being said, go ahead, brother. I'm not going to interrupt you no more.
At some point, I feel like basketball is going to get snuck onto the show.
No, it won't. I promise you it won't. I promise you it won't.
I got a feeling about these kind of things. But anyway, all right. If you hear the music right now, you understand what time it is. I got 1 minute and 30. That's right, 90 seconds to get us out of here. Let's see if I can get it done this time. But everybody that has been watching the show with us, thank you so much. Rich, you ain't even answer me, bro. Where you at?
Oh, he just again?
He didn't even answer. I put it in the chat because he ain't say nothing. But anyway, listen, hit the subscribe button, make that little bell.
Ring-a-ling-a-ling.
We got an echo.
We got two of them. Ring-a-ling-a-ling.
Right. So please like, subscribe. All of that helps us. All of that propels us into the position that we want to be, which is being able to do this every single day. I've been bugging these two gentlemen about trying to do more shows per week. So let's see if we can get it done. You got to put it in the comments. You got to bug them on social media to clear their schedule so we can get more shows done. Yes, I'm putting pressure on live.
Hey, do your thing.
Right, you saying that because it's not going to get done
anyway.
Like
it, I love it. No, I do it. You want to watch it on my phone, do that.
No, but realistically, we love doing the show. Thank you, Mel, for coming on, man. I love this. I love every second of it.
Good.
If you down for doing this from now on, we doing this from now on.
He's not going to make a minute 30 seconds, just so y'all know.
T-Top, we got to get a new song done. We got to get my man Mel in the song. I'm going to have that ready for y'all. I'm even see if we can get an intro coming. And obviously, I didn't get this done in 90 seconds. So I got another 90 seconds. We gonna see if we can get this one done in the second 90 seconds here. This is what, 180? Huh?
He's mad long-winded today.
Nah, well, I got some things I gotta explain.
Get off your chest.
So coming up, on top of the new camera angle and Mel being on the show, we're gonna be switching things over to StreamYard very soon. Okay, so what that means is we'll still be shooting shows here at the set, but you're also gonna see some shows in other places. That's for the additional shows when they come up. That's not gonna be anytime soon in the next month or a couple of months or so. We got a plan for that. So that's coming up, just to let you know what's coming. On top of that, we're going to have better intros. We're going to have a bunch of cool stuff for you guys to look at during the live shows. We're going to stay with the live shows. It's just going to be much better here going forward. So If you have any questions about anything we said in this episode, if you have any comments on it, please hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up. We on TikTok. We on Instagram. We on everywhere you can think of. Post Podium Podcast is there. Hit us up. We've been getting more followers on Spotify too. I think we're up to 8 followers on that. So thank you very much for those people that have been tuning in and doing that. I'm getting the episodes up as fast as I can. With that being said, this has been the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I've been your co-host, Aramis.
And McAdory.
And this is Keith.
Here we go. And I did it in 180 seconds. We are out.
He lied.
No, I did not lie.